I thought Mark was spot on with that. I thought when we clarified all that information, the recorder would be ready to
But
go.
we clarified one. Who goes next?
Oh, you know what? Don't make excuses, Jeff. Let's do this, damn it.
Okay.
Whenever I answer the phone, I'm like, hello.
What pissed you off?
It's a great argument to have.
I love my mom, but I think she's half crazy for doing that.
How dare you?
Do you work with your girlfriend, Mark? Or your wife, Mark?
I keep them separated. Sometimes I call people, they don't answer the phone. I'm like,
Wrong number, click.
Well, he's not that smart. But sometimes he sounds like he knows what he's doing.
yeah.
Go.
Therefore, you're an ass, and I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Yeah, but what do we know?
Hello, everyone. This is Mark.
And I'm Mike.
I'm Jeff, and this is What Do We Know? So, Mike, you have something special for us today for this episode.
We'll see. We'll see. It might be special. So they had an announcement that Katy Perry will be doing the Super Bowl halftime show. If you guys haven't heard that, how well are you guys aware of Katy Perry?
I know of her.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know of her. I know that she's famous. I mean, what are you looking for here?
This is good. Well, you have a girlfriend, Jeff, and Mark has a wife, so I wasn't sure if they were fans and maybe you've had some exposure.
No.
Looks
No,
like
but I
zero.
think she's like one of the top like artists. Like equal to like Michael Jackson in the number of number one hit songs on a CD? I think I read that somewhere.
True. I don't know if that's true, and I hope to God that's not true.
I'm pretty sure it's true.
All right.
So
Well, that's very disappointing in humanity. But so, with Katy Perry being the Super Bowl halftime show, I thought I came up with a good idea here. We're going to play Who's the Better Pop Star, Katy Perry or Mike? Okay? And what I've done here...
As in not Michael Jackson that Mark was just
me.
comparing him to, but yeah,
Me.
you, Mike.
Yeah, not Michael Jackson.
Okay.
He has nothing to do with this. So, what I've done is I've taken little snippets of Katy Perry lyrics, and I've also wrote my own little snippets of lyrics. I'm going to read sections of them, and you guys have to decide whether I wrote it or Katy Perry.
Let's do this.
Okay.
And the good thing is I don't know Katy Perry's music enough to be like, oh, that's obviously Katy Perry. So
I know that. Well, and yeah, like the thing was like if one of your wife or girlfriend listens to it, then you have exposure and you might catch the lyrics, and then it might not work. But all right, so this is good.
I really hope that Mike actually sings some lyrics for us.
No,
is what I'm going for here.
No, because if I had to like put the stuff I wrote to like in lyrical form and make it kind of flow, rhythmically, that would be a dead giveaway because I have no ability with that.
Right,
Which
but singing Katy Perry songs you do, so.
Well, no, I'm not going to sing any of them.
But Mike does know Katy Perry songs, is what we've just learned.
No, I'm just
I've had
saying,
some
like,
exposure.
you could sing them perfectly as well.
I've had some exposure.
Okay.
A little, just a little.
Okay.
Not much though. Not much. All right. So, who wrote this? Mike or Katy Perry?
I feel like I want a bell, like, for this one. Like, ding.
Sorry?
I feel like I want
Yeah,
a bell
thought
for
that
this
was
one.
You guys want to do like a competition format or just
No. But
first?
Why not?
No. Yeah, I was going to say, well, I'll just keep score. We'll keep score on this. Okay, so here's the lines, okay? Let it sink in. You guys got this.
get to my happy place.
Right, focus. My heart aches like paper planes folded up under their own weight. I can't wait until the day that I can fly away into the great unknown. Did I write that or did Katy Perry write that?
No, I want to say Katy Perry wrote this just because I know that she has some lyrics about planes of some type.
I want to say that, Mike, you wrote it.
All right, Jeff says Katy Perry, Mark says me. Why do you say me?
I don't think she's probably that artistic with her songs. Because they're meant to be more pop songs, right? So it's
Mostly,
pop
yeah.
songs tend to be a little bit more superficial.
Well, but as a pop artist, she probably didn't write the lyrics herself. I mean, she
Hmm?
probably has
Right, but
writers.
saying like pop
She
songs
might have
in
writers like Mike who are writing her lyrics for her.
True. All right, so Mark says me. Jeff says Katy Perry. That was me.
Oh,
definitely me.
the next great deep pop artist is coming through on this show. You guys seen him here first, folks. I mean,
I don't think I look near as good half undressed as Katy Perry.
I would tend to disagree with you, Mike.
Well, it's up for debate. You know, that's another episode altogether of this podcast.
on a
But-
different channel as well.
Is Katy Perry the star that had like the whipped cream like bra that shot out cream everywhere? I can imagine you wearing that, Mike.
Was that her? I think that might have been her. Because she does that fireworks song where she shoots fireworks out of her boobs or whatever. Like on the video or something.
Now that I can picture you doing, Mike, very easily. Like,
I probably did that before at a 4th of July party in our early 20s.
it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. All right, here we go. Focus now. We got off the rails there. All right. Is this me or is this Katy Perry? You're blowing up my phone. I'm not answering. I don't know how to feel except free. You walked on me, and that's not how it's going to be. I'm moving on from you and moving on to me.
That one's a little hard enough.
Based on Mark's comment from before on why the other lyric was written by you and not by Katy Perry, I would have to give that one to Katy Perry. It seems like a
Yeah.
very superficial lyric.
I was going to say the same.
For the same
This might,
reasoning.
the whole, if this might be the whole trend throughout the rest of the show. Maybe I shouldn't have made that comment.
All right, both of you are Katy Perry on this one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yep.
I wrote that, folks. That was me. That was all me.
So Mike can be deep and superficial at the same time.
I
What,
love
this,
it.
this has nothing to do with Katy Perry. This is just Mike trying to get his lyrics out there. I get picked up.
There's no answer that's actually Katy Perry. Mike's just getting like.
Maybe that's the trick of the game is that Katy Perry wrote none of these we're about to hear. All right, ready?
Mike's like, I've never even heard a Katy Perry song in my life. I don't know.
Let's get back on track here because right now you guys are at a 25% success rate. Like, that's not very
50.
good. Not very good. Yeah, well, you personally are at a 50, but Jeff is at a 0, which brings down the average, you know. Okay.
But Mike, you got them both right. So, I mean, where's that bring the average to?
All right, let's focus. We can get this one. There's going to be points scored on this one, I bet. Okay. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? Do you ever feel so paper thin, like a house of cards, one blown from caving in? Is that Katy Perry or is that Mike?
So I'm going with Katy Perry just because in Vegas.
Sooner or later, it has to be Katy Perry. Is that what-
In Vegas, man, if you're betting on red and black and you're doing the double down strategy, you just keep going. You don't change your vote just because you've been losing. You keep going red, red, red. You know, $2 on red, $4 on red, $8 on red. You're gonna make it at some point.
Sooner or later.
So, can I have you repeat the last line? Just one blow or one blown?
One blow from caving in. I'm sorry, what did I say?
I'm
I thought you
surprised
said
he paid
blow.
that much attention to actually the words there.
Well,
Mark wants to win this game.
I was thinking maybe with that incorrect grammar, that would push it towards one way or the other.
Now the question is, which way was the incorrect grammar pushing
Yeah,
it
I was
towards?
just going to say, which way would it push it to?
Well, I would say probably Katy Perry, but I'm going to go with Mike on this one.
So Jeff says Katy Perry, and
Yes, sir.
Mark says Mike. That was Katy Perry.
Yeah.
That was for sure Katy Perry. right
Vegas
there.
odds never let you down, folks. Go to Vegas and gamble. Trust me. You'll make millions.
Sound advice. Sound advice.
There's no
All right.
way you can lose.
Yes, of course. It's made for people to win.
everything that Jeff and Mark are saying are 100% factually incorrect to all the listeners out there. All right.
We
Here
had
we
a
go.
friend.
Now, who said that? Was that Katy Perry or was that Mike saying that?
That was Mike
Okay.
saying that. Trying to save our listeners a lot of money. All right. Are you ready, or Mark, were you going off?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. Okay, let's go.
All right, here we go. This song in my heart has torn me apart, and its verses are all about you. I hope you see what you mean to me and how these words I say ring true. I love how much thought you guys have to put into this.
Well, this almost sounds like it could be put to the beat of Mary Had a Little Lamb. Like, that's how...
Which definitely leans towards Mike writing.
It definitely does lead me toward Mike writing this, because we've obviously heard Mike's got superficial and deep, but Katy Perry may as well too. I'm not really sure. I'm steering the course and going Katy Perry. Even though I'm 99% sure Mike wrote that one, I'm steering the course with Katy Perry.
Well, then why would you
Really?
go Katy Perry?
Because Vegas, man. Vegas. You know.
All right. All right, Jeff
I'll
says Katy Perry.
go black on this one and choose Mike.
That was Mike for sure.
Damn it. I
Mike for sure.
knew.
That was definitely Mike. All right. Falling from cloud 9, crashing from the high. I'm letting go tonight, falling from cloud 9.
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry.
You were both correct on that one.
There's not even a rhyme in there, unless you rhymed Cloud 9 with Cloud 9.
Well,
Yes, and
It's
totally pop, isn't it?
that is totally pop. Yes.
it was. And, frankly, that's probably the fault of me for picking bad lyrics, but I probably should have dug a little deeper into the Katy Perry catalog, maybe. I'm sure she has some B-sides out there that are really quality music that I didn't find.
Yes. Yes. I'm sure she does as well.
I just want to throw my phone away, find out who is really there for me. You ripped me off, your love was cheap, was always tearing at the seams. I fell deep and you let me drown, but that was then and this is now.
Thought I was going to say that was then and this is noun. But but he did not. So that was...
Katy Perry in this one.
Oh, Mark's taking my thought process. I can't come back from behind by just going with what Mark says.
Yeah, right now Mark is leading
That's why I
3
said the
to
answer
2.
so fast.
I do think I have to go Katy Perry on this one, though.
That was Katy Perry. You guys
Okay.
are apparently tuned into Katy Perry.
Had to get the feel of this, Mark gave us his insight into pop culture, which helped me understand what pop music really is.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds important. I used to bite my tongue and hold my breath, scared to rock the boat and make a mess. So I sat quietly, agreed politely. I guess that I forgot I had a choice. I let you push me past the breaking point. I stood for nothing, so I fell for everything.
This is right up the alley with
Fast
Katy Perry
dance.
lyrics.
Well, I was going to say the last two lines are so stupid that I would go more Katy Perry. I mean, just read the last two lines. It's really stupid.
I stood for nothing, so I fell for everything.
That's Katy Perry.
That's Katy Perry.
That is Katy Perry. That's Katy Perry. All right.
I'm sure she's a lovely singer. I'm not just trying to diss her and her lyrics, but I think it's sort of how pop music is right now. So,
All right. I got one more.
okay, this is it, Jeff. You might
Mark
want to
is
say your
right.
answer or mine, or
Yep, Jeff has to get this one correct. So this is a lot of pressure on you, Jeff. A lot of pressure.
Not so much pressure.
a lot of pressure.
I got
Oh no,
this.
tons. There's
I
absolutely
got this. Maybe.
tons of pressure.
Don't make me scared.
Don't lie to me. I need the truth. Your work's cut out. I've seen the proof. She smiles at you. I see it all. I guess I played the fool. Now my eyes are open. I'm stronger than before. It's my time now to rule.
So, despite Mark trying to get me to answer quickly, because then all he has to do is say exactly what I said for an automatic win, I'm going to hold off until Mark responds on this one.
All right, Mark.
I saw right through your plan.
Okay, so here's the thing that I feel that Mike might have took some of Katy Perry's lyrics and just changed them a little bit, so it's its own. Now I don't know if that's what you really did, Mike, or
Do you guys want me to answer that?
no. I would have to guess that it's Mike. I think we just changed some of the lyrics.
So, based on odds, the only way I can possibly even win is by going with Katy Perry, or even tie is going with Katy Perry.
Right.
However, looking back at this game, I have a feeling I'm screwed because that would leave only 3 Mike and like 5 Katy Perry so far, and I'm sure it's not going to be 3 to 6, so I'm pretty sure I'm done. But I have to go with the opposite of Mark and go Katy Perry. This game for me is nothing to
Here's
do.
me.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jack, you lost.
This game for me was nothing to do with actual Katy Perry. It was going against odds.
That didn't work out so well for you. 'Cause
No.
Mark is the winner.
Yeah.
Does he win the latest Mike album?
Brand champion of the universe in Is This Mike or Katy Perry?
There was this episode of South Park where I think one of the kids' father was like the writer for Lord, or was pretending to be Lord. She's like another musician or whatever, and all he does is like stand
I'm
on the
aware of
toilet
her.
with lyrics. That's what you did, Mike. You want to be the next big star.
And actually, by the way, I didn't change around any of Katy Perry's lyrics. I just made up some crap that I thought sounded superficial and would go to pop music. That was all. That was my only line of thinking.
Your fallacy right there is you didn't go superficial enough.
Except on the Mary Had a Little Lamb one.
I should have done that actually.
Just watch out for these lyrics. Start listening to more pop stations. If you start hearing your lyrics getting thrown in there,
Somebody stole
you know.
them, clearly. In fact, I never really looked at it, just reading through all of them. Did I write a song in pieces and not even know it?
It's possible.
That might have happened. That might happen.
Is that a new lyric as well? Did I write a song in pieces and not even know it?
Whoa.
I don't know. It's
There's the
just
bridge.
flowing out of you like lyrical genius right now.
I had no idea I was such a good songwriter.
There's still plenty of our show left to go, guys. Just don't forget to subscribe to us on youtube.com/WDWK podcast, or check us out on our website, WDWKpodcast.com.
All right, so you guys probably Mark not so much, but maybe there's an equivalent over there. I'm not sure. I have to admit that I am like a garage sale / estate sale / Craigslist just junkie. Do you guys get into that like I do?
I used to be huge for garage sales when I lived in Michigan. I used to hit garage sales up constantly. I think garage sales are amazing because it's somebody else is literally just throwing something out because they don't want it anymore. It doesn't mean it's worthless by any stretch of the imagination. You just got to get lucky when you find it. Craigslist, when I moved to DC, was my best friend for the longest time. I actually haven't looked at anything on Craigslist in a while. I mean, I had to stop looking at those, missed connections ads once I got a girlfriend. It was...
So in Japan, they might have things like that, but I don't know of them. But instead, there are shops like recycle shops where they buy used goods and then resell them at a marked up price. So it's somewhat similar, like a consignment shop or something.
I don't know what it is, but I shop Craigslist like a fiend.
What do you look for?
Oh, anything like tools and like anything I might ever need. Generally speaking, I just go on there and look for value most of the time.
All right, did you find
How
it?
do you start the search though? Because I mean,
I search for my city. I mean, literally, that's what I
it.
do is I just search for my city and everything that's for sale there pops up. And if I don't see anything I like in my city, well, then I just don't search for anything, just like in the area that the group of areas or whatever. I just see what's for sale anywhere near me and
So,
just go from there.
so what was the last thing you bought off of Craigslist?
Earlier today, I bought well, I was searching Craigslist anyway, and I knew a buddy of mine wanted a 12-volt like Power Wheels for his kid.
Yeah.
His kid already had like a 6-volt one, but was about to outgrow it, so he wanted one of the 12-volt ones. And they just happened to have one on Craigslist for $50. It's like a $350 ride-on toy, and it was $50 in the city I live in. So we went and picked that up.
So now, did you keep it, or did you give it to
No,
this
no,
guy
no.
who wanted it?
No, I just found it and I told him about it, and I was like, "Well, let's go. I'll go over and look at it with you and help you load it in the truck." And that's what we
So,
did.
so one of the things that you do is you actually drive and pick it up instead of like having it mailed.
Yeah, Craigslist is not nearly as much for mailing as.
I was gonna say, like generally speaking, the stuff I buy is all way too big on Craigslist. Like I bought a power washer, a gas powered power washer on there.
Gas.
Um, I bought a table saw on there, like a Craftsman. A 10-inch circular saw blade fits on there. Table saw. I bought it for $50. It worked great.
Yeah.
Now, when you meet these people, do you ask for a story like why the heck are you selling it for so cheap? Why do you have to get rid of it? Or do you just like give it to me? Here's your money. I'm out of here.
Generally not, because generally when I'm looking through it, like I need it for something anyway. So if
Right.
it's going to save me money buying it that way, then
So,
whatever reason they're selling it for is good for me.
So the reason why I ask is uh, it could be some shady dealings, right?
I mean,
If I was in Flint, yes, I would suspect that probably. But I no longer live in Flint, and maybe there is some of that goes on now. But if you guys knew my city, like I don't some of the houses I've gone to pick stuff up at is like these people aren't trying to scam
Oh,
fifty
that's what
dollars off of.
you expect, but that's how they get to live there.
so,
All this camping.
so I used to peruse the free section
Oh, I do
constantly,
too.
and I got a lot of right when I moved to DC. I got a lot of stuff off of Craigslist, including multiple different barbecues, and I remember one of them in general because it was a picture of the barbecue and it said free, like we want to get rid of it. And it was like one of those Walmart brand charbroils or whatever, but I didn't have a barbecue and I wanted a barbecue. And I remember asking specifically, does everything in the picture, included in the picture with this barbecue, actually come with this thing? And she was like, yes. So it included not only the barbecue, an entire tool set and 2 propane tanks came with
Wow.
this barbecue, and you can't even buy a propane tank for less than like $35 to get a new one. So I was just like, you can't go wrong with this thing. I had that barbecue for the longest time.
Right.
However, the best deal we ever got on there, when I got new roommates and they needed furniture, he found a house that was selling, like they were moving and they wanted to get rid of a lot of the furniture. So it was like, a bed was like $100, an IKEA bed was all this IKEA stuff.
Right.
$100, a sofa, $100, something else was $60, like all these different things. And he ended up buying like a dresser or something from them. And he didn't have a car big enough to take it back. So he asked me if I could go with him because I had my Explorer. So I said, sure. We went out there, and it was this girl and her roommate, and they had just finished residency they got to med school, then they went through their internships and their residencies. Now they were moving on to where they were going to be attending at. And they were selling all this stuff because they were moving. And this girl actually said, we're leaving like in 5 days from now. We haven't sold as much of the stuff as we want to. I bought this stuff with my fiance. We have since broken up. I just want to get rid of it. She's like, $60, fill your car, anything you can take, get it in
Wow.
there, get it out of here. Not only did we fill that car to the brim, We paid them $40 more 2 days later. We wrote them and said, "Hey, do you have anything else left?" And they said, "Give us $40 more and come fill it up again with whatever else we have left." So it's like $100. I swear to God, we had a whole new bed, the dresser, a new couch, 2 or 3 different types of end tables. Like, I mean, just stuffed an Explorer to the brim for $100. It got so much good stuff.
And see, that's what I don't understand. Couldn't you get like more in tax rebates or something like that if you gave it like donated it to Goodwill? Or I'm never really sure how that works. Like my mother
not-
used to donate stuff and got like the tax receipts, but
We donate a lot of stuff, but you know, like you just said, I'm not really sure how it works. I don't feel like that I get big tax rebates for it.
I
So-
donated a car and don't feel like I got a big enough
Right,
tax
yeah.
rebate for that.
I'm saying, like, we donate a lot of stuff to our church, and I don't really feel like it has huge tax rebates. But I could be wrong. I don't really understand how it works. But what's funny, Jeff, is what you brought up is totally why I'm bringing this up, because I lump all this together with garage sales and estate sales. So today, as I was on my way back with my buddy from picking up that Power Wheel thing, there was an estate sale. So we stopped in, and it's like, you know, an estate sale is like the whole house is for sale, you know, and their garage was open. And so we walked through the garage, and there wasn't a whole lot of stuff, but we were like, all right, we'll still go through the house and check it out. And as soon as we walk in, these 2 girls, it's one of those setups where it's like they hire somebody to sell all your stuff, you know, like an estate sale company or whatever it is. So there's these 2 girls sitting up front, and they said, all right, this is our last day, and this is the last couple hours of this sale. And she has one of those big, like, you know, if you go to like a big merchandise store, like a Sears or something in America, J.C. Penney's or Kohl's or something like that,
Right.
and you like say you bought like a lot of stuff, they would give you one of those big, like, they're not vinyl, but like, I don't know what they are, plastic or something, bags with the handles on it that it
I
carries
understand
way
what you're
more stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Like those big bags. They handed us one of those and said, here, you can go through the house. Anything priced under $20 that you can fit in this bag, you can have the whole bag for $10. So we were like, yes, challenge accepted. We can do that. So we went through this house and just as much as we could cram in this bag, you know, we're like, hey, you need this? And, well,
Hey, there's
I don't know,
still
put it in the
toilet
bag
paper in the
anyway.
bathroom.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever use that, but throw it in the bag if it fits, you know? So we did that sort of thing. And then I'm like, when it was all said and done, we had all this stuff. Like, we brought it back to my house, and then we're all spreading it out. And, oh, did you pick this, or was this mine? You know, we're sorting it like Halloween candy, you know?
Yeah.
For kids, trading stuff back and forth.
So what kind of stuff did you actually get, though?
For me, it was mostly tools. I bought some.
Tools is always a good thing to like.
Yeah, exactly. And it's stuff I might never use, but like I might use it too. I bought a little crowbar. Like, it's the weirdest crowbar I've ever seen. It's like the size of like an unsharpened pencil. Like, it's literally like that big. But it's a crowbar, you know, it's got the hook in,
Right,
it's
right.
nail puller.
It's for birdhouses.
It's awesome. I loved it. I don't know if I'll ever use it, but I got one now just in case. And I bought these like they had some electronics, and I think I talked about this. I can't remember if it made a podcast before, but we talked about my desktop PC in my basement not having any speakers.
All right.
They had computer speakers for $5, so I threw those in the bag, and I have those upstairs now. So now this computer has speakers. They had these. It was 2 sets of wireless headphones, and it has a base unit that has like an audio video plug, and it also has a 3.5-inch plug. So anything you can plug into one of those jacks, you can listen to wirelessly on these headsets, these headphones. Like, just all kinds of random stuff we threw into this bag, you know? And later on, after I've got all this weird stuff for $10 from an estate sale, I started thinking, like, should I feel super bad that I just like vultured this person's house and was really terribly excited that I got it all for really, really cheap?
Well, especially when you go and throw half of it away tomorrow because you realize how useless it
Well,
is.
I won't do that for sure. I would put it back on Craigslist or something.
Look, these $50 bills are marked at less than $20. Let's throw them all in the bag.
But like, it's kind of a weird feeling, like to know that I just went through an estate sale and just all
Right.
this stuff that like kind of, like I grabbed like a jar, like a baby food jar that they had filled with just random like nails and screws.
Quarters that they
It's
filled
like-
with quarters.
I can always use random nails and screws and stuff like that. So, there wasn't like a strong emotional attachment to that baby food jar of nails and screws, but it was still somebody's that they
So-
had taken the time to put in the jar of baby food and stick it up on their basement shelf.
Well,
No, no, it just makes you wonder, like, what do they feed this baby?
but if they have an estate sale company, most likely they have an estate sale company and they have like a goal dollars. Like for everything in this house, we wanted to get this much money. And at that point, if they were just giving out and being like anything less than 20, like throw in the bag for 10, because they could have easily been like, hey, anything you can fit in this bag that's marked less than $20, we'll give it to you for 50. And you probably still would have been like, hell yeah, I can stuff way more
Right.
than 3 things
Yeah.
in there. At that point, they must have made their goal, and it was just like, this is all gravy on top of.
Sort of
What-
makes you not trust these people. I mean, I don't know how those sellers work, but
Yeah, I don't really know how the sellers work either, but like, the part of me that doesn't want to feel bad about this
Is the
is
guy
saying
who
that-
has all the stuff. That's the part of you.
is saying that like I know the family went through the house before they hired an estate sale company, and this was all the junk they didn't want, but it's still like you're still going through somebody's house and like I still maybe should feel weird about that, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just heartless. Maybe I'm dead inside. I don't know.
I think that that's like they're the ones who put it up for grabs, whereas I've been rewatching an old series, an old season of Survivor, and when they have one of the tribes that comes over because they won a reward challenge and they get to come steal something from the other camp, that's when you start feeling bad. It's not like the other tribe was like, "Hey, we want one of you guys to come over and take whatever you want," whereas this is what the estate sale was. Whereas,
very true. Well, talking about getting stuff for really cheap, I think I don't know if Craigslist was really popular when we went to college, but I remember when we went to college, Jeff, we would look for discounts by driving around neighborhoods and seeing who had a couch left outside to be thrown
yeah,
away.
that wasn't what we called a discount. That was a freebie, man. Like
free.
we stocked.
Well,
I-
Craigslist does that now. Like Jeff touched
do.
on, like they have a whole free section. You can just search free stuff.
See, it's so much different, which you probably don't deal with this out where you live, but here in DC, it's the free section is there's often like free stuff, come get it, blah blah blah. There's curb alerts.
Hmm.
Do you guys have a lot of curb alerts out there?
Well, yeah, because I'm close to Ann Arbor, so like every
Oh,
college
okay, so
student
you
that
would,
doesn't
you
want a
would.
recliner that smells like old Chinese food and has holes in it, they just throw it out to the curb and say, curb alert, come get this thing.
Yeah,
before the garbage company.
Yeah,
takes it.
the curb alerts are very entertaining because I've only seen a few things that I actually was like, I better go and see if this thing is still actually here, and never have I made it to a curb alert and had what I was looking for actually be there before.
Right.
So-
I don't know that I've ever even tried. Well, you know what? That's not true. Actually, I did try that once. Most of them are in Ann Arbor, like I said, because it's University of Michigan, college town and stuff. And Ann Arbor is still like, if I want to go to downtown Ann Arbor, where most of these are, I've got a 20 to 25-minute drive depending on traffic. So I don't even try. I just assume by the time I see it, it's gone. However, one day, a buddy of mine was over and we were just out in my garage, I don't know, putzing around with something, but he started talking about how he also has like a garage at his house and he wanted to build a workbench along one of the walls, but he needed some boards for it. And he didn't really, I mean, he knew Craigslist existed, but he had never been on there and he didn't really use it like I used it. So I said, have you ever looked here? And he was like, no. I said, well, they have a free site where people are constantly getting rid of scrap lumber. And so I pulled out my phone and I checked on Craigslist in the free section. Literally like 20 minutes before I searched for it. Somebody had posted, we just totally demoed my basement. I'm getting ready for a remodel. We have a dumpster parked out in front of my house with 80 2x4s, probably like, I don't know how many 2x6s, like all kinds of boards, and first come, first serve. And I was like, look, let's go. We went immediately. We're dumpster diving in front of this guy's house at like 10:30 at night, pulling all these boards out. I would say we probably took 40 2x4s, like 8-foot long 2x4s, and it was great. He built his workbench, and it was awesome.
So, don't you find the one thing about Craigslist that I find very strange is it's never, I can't say never because it has, but it really hasn't updated since its inception.
Yeah,
it's
and
like
it's pretty crappy.
Yeah, it's like the most old school forum based type system that ever existed. It's so hard to traverse and read, yet it's still the way it is, and people love it.
The app.
The app is easier to read than the website is.
Yeah, the app makes it easier to read and sort and do all that kind of stuff, I think. You're right about the website. The website is clunky and it's like, I don't know, the way they sort it is just weird. I agree with you. But the app just kind of looks like like a real estate app or something, like it's kind of formatted the same way.
Wait, how does Craigslist make money?
Craigslist?
Or whatever. Craigslist. Like, they don't get a percentage of what people sell, right? Do you have to pay to advertise?
No, I think there's ads on there now, isn't there?
I guess there is a couple ads on the app, but they're not intrusive at all. Like, they don't make it hard to use it or
But
anything.
it must be enough for them to make their money because,
And,
they don't charge for anything, right?
No,
You know what? No, I think you can have business accounts
there is premium accounts.
or premium accounts, yeah.
Yeah. But on the website, well, you know what? I shouldn't even comment because I don't think I've actually been to the website in a long time. But last I knew about the website, there wasn't any ads on there.
I will look.
Check it out right this very second.
Right this very second.
In real time.
I mean, because it's almost as if we don't have access to these things.
Right, exactly. We just get talking and tune out the whole world.
So the people on YouTube watching this, we're doing this for you so you don't have to.
It still looks
Right.
identical.
Do the work.
Identical to the last time I saw this thing.
So is there no ads?
Hold on, let me go into the... Oh, actually, when I actually went into the free section, it now, instead of just displaying lists of things, it's got boxes for pictures.
Ooh, boxes.
Slightly...
It had that before, though.
Not when I used it.
But you know what? I think it is. I think what you're seeing...
Oh, you know what? I'm in the
You didn't-
gallery. There's an upper section that I can look at, like a map or a gallery or a thumbnail.
Well, and I think another thing, and I'm just thinking of this now as we're talking about it, but I bet when we used to look at Craigslist before, there was always like you could check a box or something that would say show only listings with pictures or something like that.
Yes, there
Everybody
was.
everybody has a smartphone now. So like everything you're selling has a picture. Like I find it hard to believe. I bet the percentage of listings with pictures is a good solid 80-85% now.
Free Christmas tree.
Ooh,
No, I don't see any ads actually though. At all. Any types of ads.
I don't know how that thing makes money.
Yeah, me neither.
The internet's a weird place.
It is a weird place. Like we exist on the internet. How weird is that?
One thing that's big out here though in DC is free moving boxes. Everybody who moves, they put their boxes up for free because it's really hard to get rid of them, and it's hard to store them, and it's hard to get new ones when you want them.
They're a little expensive when you do buy them.
Well, what did we always do before, and what could I always do before in Michigan? You go to any fast food restaurant and tell them, hey, I'm moving, save some of your boxes for me, I'll come back
grocery
tonight
store.
and grab them, and they'll be like, okay. I mean,
When
we
I
did that
go- I go to-
multiple times.
I go to grocery stores and get apple boxes from Meijer. That's like a regional thing that these
Yeah,
guys.
it's really hard to do that out here in DC for some reason. Like nobody wants to store up because I went and asked when I moved before. I would to the grocery store or the store down the street. Hey, save some of your boxes for me, and they're like, yeah, no. It's like, okay, thanks.
Weird.
But yeah, Craigslist, love it.
I love it too. I'm an addict.
Don't use it.
And
You should.
the romantic encounter section, or what's it called? I'll have to look. I'm right on the website.
I thought they took that stuff down.
No, there's the personals here. Oh, there's casual encounters. Blah blah blah. Oh, that's not what I was. There was the one. It was like the missed connections, whatever they called it. The DC version.
I remember, like, at one point, and you're looking on it, so you can tell me, but at one point, there was, like, straight-up porn sections to that thing.
Oh, there it is.
They took them down.
Well, there's miscellaneous romance. Casual encounters is up here right now.
Maybe they didn't take it down.
Let's read one of the casual encounters very quick. Married but unhappy is the title. 29-year-old married female gives her stats, says, my husband knows that I am looking for a guy to play with.
Whoa.
No, he would not be there. I mean,
hello.
So you got those.
That in Washington, D.C.?
It's in the D.C. area because it comes up with the D.C.
There you go, Jeff.
Yeah.
There's also the top ad is "No talking, just effing," is the title of the first one. But what I always found entertaining about these things was the missed connections, and to read those was so hilarious to see the way some people described, like, oh, you were that chick in the blue skirt I saw on this bus at this time. I tried to wink at you, but you did not notice. So, and it's like, really? Like, what makes you think that she's going home and reading the misconnect? I want to know stats on the misconnections and how many people have actually connected because of misconnections on Craigslist.
2%.
I don't even know if I'd give it that.
Study, Mike.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't think it's very many.
Oh God, I clicked on
That would be
misconnections.
really high, I think.
This one's gonna be hilarious because
Across
this
the world, though, I don't know. Maybe it's high. I don't know.
This one is called Gun Show.
That's mine.
You, red beard, me, blue eyes and coat. We kept bumping into each other. I told you it was kismet. You never asked my name.
Weird.
That's the entire thing. Like, these are the most
Weird.
entertaining things to go through and read when you were bored.
Now that you talk about that and you're on Craigslist, read the best of Craigslist. Some of those are absolutely hilarious.
Right.
They're ads that people post, and they're just the funniest things you've ever heard.
I've never even seen this section before. Oh, it found the man who held my hand at the accident on 27th September. I had no idea my post would go viral. Apparently it's a viral post. Let alone me to be on the 5 p.m. news 2 days later. Absolutely amazing. Well, the man who held my hand responded to my ad. I would like to thank you all. I don't know. It's like, that's weird.
Was that a misconnection one?
Yes, apparently it was. Here's one on free stuff from Vermont. Free giant cardboard dinosaur. Oh God,
Is this best of?
Oh my God, this is amazing.
Is this a best of?
It is a best of.
They're awesome.
I made a giant dinosaur costume out of a cardboard for Halloween. My apartment is tiny. It's past Halloween. The dinosaur refuses to get a job and help out with the rents. In short, the dino must go.
Hello.
But I'm
What pissed you off?
sentimental.
It's a great
Instead of
argument
chucking
to have.
recycling
I
bin,
love
I'm
my
trying to
mom,
find
but
out
I think
for
she's
it.
half
For a low, low
crazy for
price
doing
of
that.
$0. Do you work with your girlfriend, Mark? Or your wife?
I keep them separated.
And then it's got a picture of him wearing it on a bicycle.
Sometimes I call people, they don't answer the
This
phone. I'm
is a pretty wrong number. Click.
Well,
So,
he's not
you guys
that
are welcome
smart.
for
Sometimes he sounds like he knows
introducing
what
me
he's
to the
doing.
best.
Go.
Therefore,
You're
you're an
gonna go on
ass,
there
and I don't want to
read
talk to
all
you
the
anymore.
email
Yeah,
later.
but what do we know?
That's what's going to happen right now.
Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome.
Back to you, Mark.
Yeah, is this the end
It
of the
sounded
show?
like a
I think we
newscast.
just ended the show right here, right?
Yeah, that's about good.
All right. Thank you all for listening. We really appreciate it. Tell your friends. We need word of mouth.
WDWKpodcast.com.
There you
And
go.
be
Do
sure to
that.
subscribe to this YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or go to iTunes. Subscribe to us there. Do good stuff like that.
Find
As well.
anything WDWK podcast related and subscribe to it in some way, shape, or form.
All of
Even
it.
if it's a missed connection on Craigslist.